McBain. All right, McBain. All right, let's talk about it. Welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And indeed, this is a live news show for movie fans, the Horror Weekly, where we talk about all the trending horror movie news headlines of the week. And as you can see, it's got some fairly interesting topics with a new Dracula movie. We got some Hellboy castings. We got a new trailer for Malum, whatever the heck that is. We'll take a look at that trailer. Ghostface sightings all around North America. Is it or isn't it part of the marketing process for Scream 6 that comes out next week, guys? But we start off today's show by talking about the new Alien movie that's going to be coming out. Yes, new Alien movie from Fade Alvarez. I guess we got some casting and some production start dates to talk about. Now, we talked about this a while back when Kaylee Spaney was announced to join the cast. Kaylee Spaney there was, she was in The Craft Legacy, right? So, who else joined the cast? David Johnson, Archie Renault, Spike Fern, and Aileen Wu. On top of the actress who played Dora the Explorer, right? Dora the Explorer also joined this cast. Isabella Merced. Okay. So what's this about? Let's go over to the IMDb. Let's check this out. Untitled Alien Project. The plot is under wraps. Well, not quite. We got some details on that we'll take a look at. But yeah, Isabella Merced, Kaylee Spaney, Archie Renault. As you can see here, seems to be kind of a young cast, right? So what's the angle here? I hope they're not going to do anything too audacious. Now, Fade Alvarez, if you don't know who directed like that 2013 Evil Dead, Don't Breathe. So he's done horror before. Plot details are kept in a cryo chamber. Okay, so they're trying to be humorous. Let's see. Now, this ninth installment of the franchise will focus on a group of young people on a distant colony. The group finds themselves in a fight for their lives with the titular alien, a creature known as the xenomorph, whose race propagates by implanting eggs into people's stomachs via face huggers. Yeah, well, we know that. So teens on a distant planet fighting, xenomorphs. Sounds like an interesting premise. I got nothing against it. You guys like the cast? I like Kaylee Spaney. I did like her in The Craft Legacy. She was one of the standouts for sure. But the rest of the cast, I never saw that Dora the Explorer, so I don't know anything about her as an actress. But it does seem like this is going to be, happening in the same universe, because he said ninth movie, right? So it's just going to be kind of like maybe not directly following any of the storylines that we know from either Ripley or from like the Prometheus series. It's going to just be kind of its own little side thing. That's what I'm getting from this. Yeah. So, production, ramping up. Fede Alvarez's Alien movie begins production March 9th. So 5 days from now in Budapest. Fine. Okay. So that comes in from Disgusting Films. Disgusting Films. Hey. Well, it happens from time to time. I have a slip in my language. And then if you go over to the Hollywood Reporter, they go in to tell you a little bit of the background of who these people are. And if Ridley Scott's going to be involved in this, is going to be producing via his Scott-free banner. Okay, so he'll be producing, but I don't know how much hands-on Ridley Scott is going to be on this. Alien Covenant was not well received. In fact, when I saw Alien Covenant, I've told you this many times before, I hated it in the theater. I loathed it. I came out so angry and bitter from that film. But over time, I've softened to it. I kind of actually like Alien Covenant now, which is so bizarre. But that happens from time to time, right? Like your first initial reaction to something is kind of like, I didn't like that movie. But then when you watch it again, perhaps with a bit of a different perspective on it, maybe a little bit more of a seasoned perspective, you're like, there's some good qualities in there. I would say that where I was not liking it before, I can see value in it. But anyway, I'm digressing. New Alien movie, guys. We got production start date and we got a cast starting to round out there. So if you've seen any of these younger actors and actresses, let me know what you thought about some of their projects too. So, them on a colony somewhere taking on an alien. Sounds very basic, which is fine. It seems like it's going to be a smaller project. Fade Alvarez has been known to say that he's passionate about this. He's wanted to try to get this off the ground for some time. So, yeah. Seems good to me. I got no problems with this. Yeah. Okay. So if they're starting production this March, I wouldn't, later 2024 maybe is when this would come out. Later 2024, new Alien movie, guys, with Dora the Explorer. Sounds kind of interesting in my book. Hey, I'll check it out. Okay. Ghostface Sightings. What's going on here? Yes, Scream 6 marketing is behind behind the creepy Ghostface sightings causing scares across the U.S. Ghostface Sightings. Have you guys seen any of these Ghostface Sightings? Okay, so people are dressing up, and I guess this is part of the production. They pay people to go out and do this. Let's just go over to the Twitter here and see if we can expand some of these. Some of them are really small, right? So you kind of there's people going up to like traffic cameras and stuff like that and letting themselves be seen. That's eerie. That is eerie because it's out of the place. It's out of the norm, right? You don't expect to see that this early in the year in March here. That is kind of creepy though, right? And that's a marketing gimmick that they should really use a lot more. I was talking about snow. We just had a huge snowstorm here last night where we had thunder snow, where you got thunder and lightning in our snowstorm. That was kind of creepy. And so is Ghostface there. Creepy image, for sure. Just to let you guys know that this was happening and stuff like that. I thought it was kind of curious. And hey, we talk about the horror movie news headlines. Scream 6 comes out next Friday, guys. Next Friday. So I'll be seeing Scream 6 on Thursday. Unfortunately, I think I have to see it in a 3D version because that's all they're playing on the Thursday night previews for some reason. But that's okay. I'll make that sacrifice. I'm not all. Scream 6 is one of those post-converted things, so it's kind of like, thank you, James Cameron. Anyway, yeah, I'm not going to get onto that. Scream 6, guys, are you getting hyped? I'm sure we're going to have more stories as we build up to it next week. It was the big release, right? For me, we're actually doing full watch-alongs for the movies, the Scream franchise, up to Scream 6 next week. In fact, let's just talk about that right now. What can you find here on the channel? Well, if you go over to the community tab, you can see that there is a schedule posted every Sunday up there that you can follow along with us. And on Mondays, we do series reactions for things like The Last of Us. We watch movies like The King's Man, Scream 4, the franchise movie day. We just watched Scream 4 last week, so this Wednesday we'll be watching Scream 5, and then on Thursday we'll be watching Scream 6, so we'll be all caught up with the lore and everything what's going on there. Also on Thursdays we watch Survivor 44, Mandalorian we watch on Wednesdays. So we also watch movies like The Banshees of Inisherin. We just watched Antlers yesterday as our horror movie pick of the week. So every week we watch a horror movie, guys, and we put up a poll in the community tab for people to vote in. So yeah, Antlers. And then, of course, we do the Horror Weekly there on the weekends, as well as movie news, normal headline movie news on Mondays and Fridays. So come check us out. We do lots of stuff here, everything movies, and you'll get your chance to talk and participate in the live chats with us as we move along. Yeah. Cool, man. Malum. Malum trailer dropped this week. What's this about? Well, let's just take a look. Malum trailer dares you to take the last shift and prepare for hell. So it's going to be a monster movie, it looks like, with some, questionable makeup effects. But that's, hey, it's lower budget. Hey, you got to sometimes roll with the punches and work with what you got, right? March 31st, 2023, Malum. Okay, so the new trailer is here, bringing cults, demons, and a whole lot of blood with it. You got a synopsis for me here? No? Yes? The plot is a bold, expanded reimagining of the 2014 horror classic Last Shift. On a search to uncover the mysterious circumstances surrounding her father's death, a newly appointed police officer, Jessica Lauren, is assigned to the last shift in a decommissioned police station where a notorious vicious cult saw their demise years prior. Well, that's a long synopsis. The lone officer at the station, she soon finds herself barraged by terrifying paranormal events. And in the process, wow, this is a really long synopsis, guys. I'm sorry, that's a bit verbose for me. Malum, let's just get to the trailer, guys. There's the poster. Yeah, you can see that there's some demonic imagery there. There's definitely some cult-like flavors to it. Guys, I'll be brutally honest with you here. I love horror movies. I love lower budget horror movies. And it's cool because I know, well, I don't know personally. I'm a big fan of one of the actresses that appear in this movie. And I'll talk about it after. Let's check out this trailer.
I can see the fear in your eyes. You saw something you can't explain.
Mm-hmm. Actually, production values look pretty good. Quiet, dude.
This way, rookie.
Call's been rerouted to the new station, so it should be quiet.
So last
There's
shift.
an emergency. The station's number's on the desk.
Yeah, we got that in the synopsis.
Hello?
Kind of creepy, yeah? It's gonna run towards her.
Told us that Captain Lauren's daughter would be joining the department.
Yes, sir. Just want to work where my father worked, even if it's for one night.
He was a hero. Until he wasn't, you know?
Lanford Police Department.
You don't know what happened. But your father was no saint.
Hey, so
Your
we're bringing
daddy
two people
started
in.
something very important.
Tonight we're gonna finish it.
Some
The temple
unfinished
bearer
business.
will bring forth the low god, and I will be Redeemer. Infinite Malum.
Take the last shift. Ooh. And prepare.
I can't do this anymore. Just get me out.
4.
We pray in the temple of the low god.
There she is. Yeah, Lord, that's why I'm watching this, guys. Well, that I'm a horror movie fan too, so just 2 reasons. Yeah. Huh. Let the ritual begin. Malum. Well, it was okay. I've seen worse. I've seen better, but as I said, I'm a little bit biased here, guys. Is it supposed to be like an ice cream cone? Is that what it is? Or is it supposed to be kind of like accenting like the goat mouth or something behind there? I never saw the original that this was supposed to be based on the night shift. Let's see what the comments say. My uncle is playing the dad in this. I'm so excited. So we got some family members coming out here. This looks so effective. Damn, you don't need a huge budget. You just need a vision. Can't wait to see this. When the trailer makes you jump, then you know the movie is going to be amazing. Really? Okay. Really hoping instead of straight up remake of The Last Shift with bigger budget, extra scenes, but basically the exact same story, that this movie is more than in the vein of Evil Dead 2, where there is a relentless retelling of the original, but with a whole new story that continues afterwards. Okay. That one seems to be getting a lot of thumbs up. So maybe he just means like Evil Dead 2 recapped the events of the first movie, like in the first 10 minutes, right? And then it picked up. I think that's what he's trying to get at with this, with the original. Then I'm in. Okay, so that got a lot of fans there talking about that. I've never seen The Last Shift, but this movie looks dope. Okay, reminds me of The Last Shift, but looks a little bit better, because so maybe somebody didn't know that it was based on The Last Shift. Okay, so it's got some fans in there. It seems like the buzz seems okay for this. Guys, if you don't know, I know this is probably going to be a little bit embarrassing. She's not going to see this anyway. Clark Wolf used to do like a show like this, actually, weekly on Twitch for Fear HQ, and she would talk about horror. She loves horror movies as well. So I respect her as, there she is right there, I think. And she's an actress too, so it's cool to see her. I saw Satanic Panic that she was in, just a small role, and it looks like she's going to have a small role in this one too. There was a better clip of her in here, wasn't there? Her talking or something, saying, "Welcome to hell." Or something. Yeah, but it is eerie, right? Like the Last Shift in a place where it's like everything's like run down. Does look like there's going to be lots of blood in this. There's like the body count looks like it's going to be pretty high for sure. Yeah, there she is. Sorry. 105. That's Clark Wolf. Yeah, so she's going to be like one of the cult people. Cool. And she's appeared on things like Talking Dead and stuff for like, Walking Dead stuff. So cool. Yeah, Malum. March 31st, it said, right? Fascinating. March 31st, hit theaters. So I'll be looking for that. I may, even if I have to drive to like another town to see this, if it's playing in limited release, I'll check this out. Hey, I see movies that some people don't get to see in other markets, and if I get a chance to see this in the theater, I'll go out there and support this movie, because I do like, as I said, even when it's lower budget stuff, guys, I do like to promote and do my best as I can to help people along and stuff like that, even with my small audience as it is. Let's change gears here and talk about something a little bit more higher profile. The Hellboy reboot. Well, yeah, not too much higher, I suppose. Yeah, we got an announcement this week that they got a new casting for Hellboy. Hellboy, the Crooked Man, casts Jack Kessie as the anti-hero. So, yeah, we just watched the 2019 Hellboy with David Harbour, and we got word that they were wanting to reboot this series with a younger Hellboy, trying to have it kind of like a throwback to the Crooked Man story from that storyline. And it's going to be set in the 1950s Appalachia. Now, who is Jack Kessie? If you watch The Strain with Guillermo del Toro, he was in The Strain. He was one of the bodies that the master took a hold of. So he's a big guy, and he's done this kind of genre before. So I think he can pull this off. I think he can. Crooked Man. Now, as I said during the week when we covered this story, it's got to be smaller. The Hellboy movies have never generated a lot of revenue at the box office. So, one of the producers says Jack Kessie is a dynamic actor who has the ability to morph into his roles. His talent and stature are perfect for the younger Hellboy. Well, once you put on all the makeup and stuff, you can't really tell what the age is going to be, but he's going to be definitely younger than David Harbour, who's like 47, and definitely younger than Ron Perlman, who's like now 68 or something like that. So, or 70 even. Ron Perlman in his 70s now. Yeah, he's getting up there too. So I just hope that they don't get too grandiose with their vision, that the production gets away from them, right? Where it's kind of like, you got to find something grounded in the emotional center of the movie, right? If that doesn't work, then you're not going to find it's never going to appeal to a wider audience, which kind of sucks. So we got some other casts members. Jefferson White and Adeline Rudolph have joined the cast. So it's going full steam ahead here. Stranded in 1950s rural Appalachia, Hellboy and the rookie BPRD agent discover a small community haunted by witches. Led by a local devil with a troubling connection to Hellboy's past, the Crooked Man, that's what the film synopsis reads. Okay, led by a local devil with a troubling connection to Hellboy's past. So there is going to be something there connected to his past. Okay, well, as I said, I've watched all the Hellboy movies now. I know everybody wants to watch Guillermo del Toro's Hellboy. It's just never going to happen because Guillermo said that he would make it, but he would have to have a budget of like $250 million. And that's never going to happen because they're never going to be able to make that money back, guys. Hellboy, even for the 2019 version, it only made like, what, 75 million at the box office or something like that. So it's got to be made for a Hellboy series to be profitable. You got to be able to make a Hellboy movie for about $10 million. Like, we're talking Blumhouse numbers here, guys. Like, that much. And if you say, well, you can't do that because you won't be able to have the big monsters and stuff, people won't be able to get on board. Well, maybe take a little bit of inspiration then from movies just like Malum. Lower your budget. Focus in on story and character. That's what you can do. And as I always said, if I ever went into movies, we don't have the big productions. We don't have all the fancy equipment and stuff like that. But what do we have that are the same? It's our story. We got time to develop the story. We got time to craft the acting and focus in on those, right? That's what you can do. Visual effects and stuff are just fluff, right? You can find a way to craft something there that could be really cool. And I hope Hellboy gets its due justice, because it is an interesting subject for sure. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Nosferatu. Yes, Nosferatu has got some casting news with Robert Eggers is doing the next version of Nosferatu, and Aaron Taylor Johnson has just joined the cast for this Nosferatu remake. Aaron Taylor Johnson there, seen as Quicksilver, has also been in Bullet Train. We just watched him in The Kingsman. And what else has he been in? He's just a good actor overall. He was in Tenet. He's going to be in Kraven the Hunter coming out next year, guys. So that's going to be cool, I think. Joining Nosferatu. That's that story with Count Orlok. Right? Yeah. So who else is in that cast? Well, if we go over to the IMDb, Robert Eggers, who just did The Northman. He did The Witch. The Lighthouse, right? A gothic tale of obsession between a haunted young woman in the 19th century Germany and the ancient Transylvanian vampire who stalks her, bringing untold horror with him. And Nicholas Holt's going to be in this as Thomas Hutter. Emma Corwin. Bill Skarsgård, I think, is going to be playing the Count Orlok character. He played Pennywise in the It movies, and he's going to be our new Crow. Willem Dafoe is going to be in this, so that's cool. Yeah, so this is going to be the third time that he's worked with Robert Eggers. Ralph Ineson has worked with Robert Eggers in The Witch. He was the father in The Witch. And Lily Rose Lily Rose Depp, sorry, Ellen Hutter is going to be in this. So this is going to be the person that I guess the Count is going to be stalking. Originally going to be played by Anya Taylor-Joy, but she dropped out due to scheduling, and now it's going to be Lily Rose Depp. So I hope that she's going to be able to pick that up and carry it with the same kind of gravitas that Anya Taylor-Joy has. But it's Robert Eggers. You know, it's going to look beautiful. Like the way that he shoots things is just really cinematic. Count Orlok. It's getting underway, guys. Aaron Taylor Johnson joins the cast. Fascinating. For me, at least. Let's keep on the subject of Dracula. Of vampire. Vampirism, right? There is a new Dracula movie coming along. And coming out this year, this August, actually. And we talked about this during the week, too. But I'll recap it now. The new Dracula movie will be the scariest adaptation ever. According to Star, David Dastmalchian is going to be in this. And it's going to be called The Last Voyage of the Demeter. Now, remember in the Bram Stoker story that he traveled between Transylvania and London, right? So he went by boat. And, yeah. Feels like we talked about this last week, too, for some reason. But maybe I messed that up. If we're talking about it again, I apologize, guys. It says 6 days ago. So maybe... No, we talked about this on Monday, I think. It just seems a little bit of deja vu because that imagery, somebody said that it was very gothic, right? But yeah. And the Bram Stoker's story was told like in a style of having pages from like diaries and stuff like that. And there was a section of the captain's log from the Demeter. So it looks like they've taken that part of the story and expanded it out into one whole movie. Basically, Dracula is traveling there in those crates of soil, right? And then he kills like the crew to feed on and stuff like that. So I think that could work as a full movie for sure. The Last Voyage of the Demeter. Having like things like that come into fruition for sure. Will be released August this year, and one of its stars, David Dastmalchian, who is, he was in the Ant-Man movies. You'd recognize him if you saw his face. He just says that he's looking forward to this in a rather long interview and stuff like that. His knowledge and passion for this has been up there. David Dastmalchian. Let's just pull up an image of him and. Guys, okay, you don't want to go to search Google? I guess not. I guess I'll highlight that. And then I'll search Google. Okay, so it's not wanting to search Google. Huh. Okay, well, fine then. I'll open up on a new tab anyway. There he is right there, guys. Polka Dot Man in Suicide Squad. Who is he? Oh, yeah, that's right. He's going to be in that The Boogeyman from Stephen King coming up. We saw him in that trailer last week, right? Or a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, so he's very recognizable face. You've seen him in the background with a lot of other stuff too. So he's going to be in this new Last Voyage of the Demeter. Dracula movie. Don't know who's playing Dracula. Maybe if I try to pull that up on the IMDb, James. Maybe we'll find out who is playing the Dracula role. Yeah, maybe if you did your research better, James. Last Voyage of the Demeter. It's not going to be this. Yeah, that's Renfield with Nicolas Cage playing Dracula. That I'm looking forward to that one. David Dastmalchian, Liam Cunningham. Oh, the Onion Knight's going to be in this. Cool. Oh, there we go. Javier Bottle or Botet is going to be Dracula. Corey Hawkins, Chris Wally. Anybody else that jumps out at me here name-wise? Yeah, it's going to be a bunch of dudes because you're not going to have lots of females in this. Maybe before they leave on their voyage, because ships back then were mostly was all dudes, right? So let's take a look at this Javier Botet. Is going to be playing Dracula in this version. Born July 1977 in Spain. Okay. Not seeing much here that he was known for. He was a hobo in the It movie. Okay. He was in The Mummy 2017. Conjuring 2 is The Crooked Man. Don't Listen. Did we watch Don't Listen? Or did I watch Don't Listen? That sounds very, very familiar. Oh, I did watch Don't Listen. Okay, so was he the boyfriend in that? This is on Netflix, guys. And it's a Spanish film, so it's kind of like these paranormal investigators go to a haunted place to find out, like they're like debunkers, right? They don't believe it, but then when they get there, they find that there's actually paranormal stuff going on there. And it introduced me to, was it Ana Fernandez, I think? She plays a role in there that I've been following her work. Okay, so maybe he was just a small role in that. Yeah, that's her in the front there. She's a real standout in that movie. It's on Netflix right now. I recommend that you go check that out. If you like horror, it gets kind of carried away at the end too. I like that. I don't mind that. It Chapter 2, he played the hobo, the witch. Star Trek Discovery. Okay, so he was in The Slender Man as the Slender Man. I need a better look at this guy. Is that him right there? He's tall. He's tall. But this will be the new Dracula guy. I want a good shot of him here. Okay. Him in a bathtub. Oh, look at this. So that's him too, huh? So he's a bit of a contortionist. He's like a character actor for Dracula. Last Voyage of the Demeter. Fascinating. August. Had to check this out. Dead Ringers. Dead Ringers. We saw that Rachel Weisz is going to be in an Amazon Prime series called Dead Ringers, based on that movie that David Cronenberg did back in the 80s with Jeremy Irons, right? Where it's about a couple of twins, and they got a new poster out there. That looks pretty cool. The Mantle twins, identical from head to toe, are on a mission to change the way women give birth, starting in Manhattan. So they are doctors of the women's parts. So in the original story, they both fall in love with somebody and they like jockey for her. All right. So I don't know how they're going to play that off in this one, but apparently we got a new teaser that we can take a look at. A new teaser for Dead Ringers. And hopefully we don't have a commercial. Ooh, I thought I had pulled this up, guys. I thought I had queued it up, but sometimes when you refresh the page, it relaunches with a new commercial. So here we go for Amazon Prime. Rachel Weisz. Awesome. She was in the Mummy movie, guys. Oh, it's just music. So we're not going to get... It's just that song, guys.
Radicalism always begins with something small.
April 21st. Dead Ringers. That's it. But that's a teaser. I like this. I like to see actors stretch themselves. And it is kind of an interesting subject matter of her playing like twins of herself, right? So, and yeah, great actress. Let's see what people are saying down here in the comments. if Rachel Weisz is in something that'll probably be good. She is one of those actresses who can pick and choose what she does, and she always becomes the character. Yeah. Remaking this will be tough, but changing it into a show might be worth it. If it's just a film, I'd be not on board, but we'll see. Rachel Weisz, enough said. Yeah. Fascinating. And you know things are going to go south, that they'll start fighting with each other and stuff like that. But it is what it is. Chris Schober there in the live chat says, Dead by Daylight movie or TV series and doesn't have a release date yet. Well, we're just coming up to that right now, actually. That's the Dead Ringers teaser. What did you think? Let me know in the comments. Let's talk about this. Guys, Dead by Daylight is a video game and they're adapting it into a movie. Have you played the video game? James Wan and Jason Blum. Yeah, they're a powerhouse team now, right? To develop Dead by Daylight horror feature adaptation. Atomic Monster and Blumhouse. Yeah, they're joining with Behavior Interactive to adapt a popularized horror video game, Dead by Daylight. Now, I never played the game because I don't play console games. So is it a console game, I'm guessing? Yeah. Okay, so, well, all I know is the pedigrees. Jason Blum, we talk about his ability to take things with a smaller budget and just like weave it into gold, right? With like the Invisible Man and stuff like that. And James Wan, we just watched the Malignant movie, and we had lots of fun with that here on the channel. Guys, go check that full reaction out. That's so crazy, their visions. So them adapting this game hopefully does set the stage for something cool to come along, that they want to try to get this off the ground. Has been plagued with poorly done cinematic renditions over the years. What, video games? I don't know. The multiplayer survivor horror game comes to Canada, largest studio. Okay. In 2016 is when this came out. Where one player assumes the role as the killer and the remaining 4 work together as survivors. Okay. That sounds cool. As the survivors evade the killer and work to power up the exit gate by repairing 5 generators, the killer is out to capture and the 4 and sacrifices to a malevolent presence known as the Entity. Okay, well, that sounds really creepy. And now that sounds like a very interesting movie, for sure. The vice president of the video game company, Stephen Mulrooney, expressed, "We couldn't be more thrilled to work with Jason Blum and James Wan, 2 giants of the horror film industry, to further expand the Dead by Daylight universe. At Behavior, our motto is to create unique moments together forever." Atomic Monster and Blumhouse. So that's a very political statement saying that they're happy to work together. Yeah. Okay, so James Wan responded by saying, "In Dead by Daylight, the Behavior team has created a love letter to the world of horror, building an incredible environment teeming with atmosphere and terrifying villains. Perfect for a scary cinematic adaptation. We're fans of the game at Atomic Monster and thrilled to be teaming with Blumhouse to bring this frighteningly visceral world to the big screen." Okay, Blum relayed dedication. Blum came out and said that, yeah, I'm happy to work with them. I'm not going to reiterate the same kind of messages here, guys. A release date. It's going to be a movie. It's not going to be a series there, Chris Schober. It's going to be a movie. So, that's it. They're on the hunt for a director and screenwriter. So they don't even have a script for this. So this will be way off in the distance. I would think at best they would start shooting it next year or maybe late this year. Well, no, they got to get the script. Like, they haven't even... This is the kind of thing where they should have waited for this announcement until they had the script. Like even a treatment. They just got the game. They just got the rights to the game, and that's pretty much all that this news is. It's nothing really too substantive. But if you're a fan of the game, I'm sure that this will pique your interest there for sure. For sure. Okay. Poltergeist Reboot. Really? It feels like we just had that Poltergeist movie. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Poltergeist Reboot reportedly a priority at Prime Video. So Amazon. Acquisition of MGM gave them access to a lot of new IPs, including Poltergeist. And it's going to be one of their top priorities. I'll be brutally honest, guys. I was not a big fan of that reboot movie. It just didn't work for me. The first one still has a lot of creep factor, but it hasn't... Because, like, we don't have TVs like that anymore, right? The visual effects are still creepy, I think. Like, the ghoul designs and stuff are eerie. But they have to find a way to update it, for sure. But as a reboot on Prime Video, if they made it a series instead of a movie, I think that could maybe work. Let's just see what's going on here. Of course, these articles always recap. If you don't know what a Poltergeist was, well, we do here because we're movie fans. We're horror movie fans, so I'm not going to bore you with that stuff. I like to chop out all this fluff and fat and try to give it to you guys straight. So after the acquisition, okay, they want to just, I'm sure they just look at it as a property that could bring in some cheddar. That's it. There are many other projects Amazon could pursue. According to Snyder, there are also other getting a lot of attention from the studios. Legally Blonde, Rocky, RoboCop. So not too much there. Again, this is just one of those early things where they don't even have a script on board for this. Just that Amazon wants to do this. So they don't have a director or vision as to what they could do. Yeah, that pool scene when she falls in and all the skeletons come out. Ooh. The living tree kind of thing didn't really work for me, though. Anyway, you know what did work for me in this? Was that creepy old man. And you saw more of him in the second one, right? Whose face was like all bony because his skin was like all tight. Yeah, that was creepy stuff. Them going into like the ghost realm and stuff like that. If it was a series, they could explore that for sure. Yeah. And as far as like the psychic, bringing somebody totally unexpected, somebody you wouldn't expect to play that role. Yeah. Poltergeist Reboot reportedly in the works. Definitely had to talk about that because we're horror fans, right? Were you fans of the original? Yeah. Sometimes things get rebooted and you got to check it out. You have to, right? Something that did get rebooted was Children of the Corn. And that came out on video on demand yesterday. But it's going to come out in theaters later on this month, in March 21st, I believe it said. So if I get the chance to see it, 24th, I think it said, right? Yeah, or that week in there somewhere. But apparently it's not good. Well, guys, the story behind this was that this Children of the Corn movie was shot and was supposed to come out in like 2020. But of course, then we had that big worldwide incident that happened wherever people got sick and stuff like that. So it got delayed, it got pushed around, and then the rights got thrown up in the air and it just wasn't going to get released. But finally, it's going to come out and it's not good. I don't know. We watched the trailer for this over the last couple of weeks on the Horror Weekly here, and I liked it. I like what I saw, but it was based on a short story, guys. I don't expect, like, not all the short stories can be weaved into like masterpieces, right? Is that what I'm thinking? It was a short story, or am I not thinking right? It was based on that He Who Walks Behind the Grass or something, right? The script's logic, or Behind the Corn or something. Yeah, that's it, right? The script's logic could use some retooling. The supporting performances are inconsistent, and more attention could be paid to remaking it feel like a town instead of a limited collection of shooting locations. Okay, so these are just excerpts of people quoting what they saw. Expectations might be low at this stage of the franchise, but nothing about Children of the Corn works. Motivations are confusing at best. A winner never manages to set up these characters, who these characters are, let alone establish any rules or world building. So I'm guessing that if we go over to the tomato meter for this, it's going to be fairly grim. And I saw that Jeremy Johns posted his review for it, right? I haven't watched it yet, but because I want to go in and give this as much benefit of the doubt as I can, but 10% with 39 reviews by the critics and 17 by the audience. So people on VOD have downloaded this and watched this or streamed this. And I'm guessing this is just going to be hardcore fans that have gone out and seen it right now. These are people like us, horror fans, that have gone out and tried to search this down, look at it, maybe fans of Children of the Corn, and I guess it's not resonating with the fans, and that's a huge misstep. Because if you're going to adapt something, you got to pay respects to the fan base. And I don't pay any mind to that tripe that, hey, screw the fans, just make the property that you want to make because you got your vision. Stay true to your vision. No. Like, I never agreed with that. That's just like going into McDonald's and saying, I'd like the Big Mac, please, but make it the way that you want to make it, and I'll just take what you give me. It's like, no, I don't want pickles on my Big Mac. Please take those off, kind of thing, right? It's just kind of like, I never understood that argument. But if it's not appealing to the fan base, which it appears like it's not, I expect that it's going to be not faring well when it comes out in the theatrical release later on this month. So, we'll have to dance around that one. Arglass Vikings there in live chat says it looks corny. Well, yeah, I seen what she did there. I'm sure that this is just the same sentiments that we saw there. There's a lot of screaming and blood and kids going while clutching rusty farm equipment, but none of it leads to anything. It says Polygon. Okay. Take a look at a good one here. Kate Moyer shines as the chief villain. She is chillingly good. Yeah, so that young actress that we did see in the trailers, who's the leader, looks like she was menacing, at least. So I'll keep my hopes up for that. Hopefully the budget wasn't too big for this. I will reserve my judgment. I'm not going to prejudge it. Some people out there, they're like cattle. They say that, ooh, people don't like it, so I don't like it either. Have you seen the film? No, but I don't like it. It's kind of like, get out of here. I always try to promote trying to be a little bit positive, some positivity for things that you haven't seen, some kind of inclusion. All right, we got a few more stories here. There's a few, not much. Doug Bradley to play Joe Chill in Gotham Knights series. So yeah, there's going to be a Gotham Knights CW series. And Joe Chill is going to be in there. And Pinhead, Doug Bradley is going to be playing that role. Joe Chill was the guy who killed the Waynes, right? Who murdered the parents there. I never watched Gotham Knights. But the headline dropping got me interested because I do like Doug Bradley. Because of Pinhead. I mean, come on, it's so iconic. Okay. CW's on decline anyway, right? With their universe, right? Not too much there. CW, March 14th, 2023. So that's just the next 10 days. It was when it's going to debut. I guess there's a trailer out for it, but I don't think that he's going to appear in it. I'm not really all that interested in it. Okay. Interesting. What's next? Is that it? The Gorge. Sigourney Weaver joins the cast of Scott Derrickson's new movie. Scott Derrickson did Sinister and the first Doctor Strange movie, and he's doing a movie called The Gorge, and Sigourney Weaver is going to be in it. And Anya Taylor-Joy is going to be in this with Miles Teller, right? The Gorge. Yeah, we heard about this one, and I'm kind of curious about this. The Gorge is said to be an action love story with genre-bending elements. Plot are under wraps. Now, I think we did get the plot to this at one point, where these two people vacation at a gorge or something, like a quarry, and they're swimming. And I thought I got a synopsis about this. I thought I did. No? Two very dangerous young people who, despite the corrupt and lethal world they operate in, find a soulmate in each other. So yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy and Miles Teller are these two young people who, I guess, come from a crime world. Oh, you know what? That would be cool if Sigourney Weaver's playing like a crime boss. Maybe the one who's like after them. That would be cool. Scott Derrickson just did The Black Phone as well, right? From last year. That would be kind of cool. Yeah. Why not? All right, guys. That's pretty much all I have in the can. I guess we can scroll down what Bloody Disgusting has for their main stories. I don't think it's going to be too much more. Ghostface, yeah, we saw that story. The Blackening. Oh, yeah, there's a trailer for something called The Blackening. It's like a horror comedy. I didn't watch that trailer. Nightmare Combat. Ed Alvarez, Eli Roth's Thanksgiving adds another member. Yeah, we talked about Thanksgiving last week. Marvel launching Alien and Predator comics. Oh boy, The Crooked Man, Adeline Rudolph. Yeah, we talked about that. Children of the Corn. Yeah. I'm not seeing too much here. Medusa. Amazon making an action-adventure feature film about the legendary character. Cool. I do like the Medusa story. Yeah. That first stop-motion one was so creepy. Give me nightmares. From Clash of the Titans. The CGI one, nah. Meh. Still Alive. Oh yeah, Demi Lovato released her single for the upcoming Scream movie, right? Still Alive. I haven't listened to it yet. But yeah, there are some early reviews out for Scream 6, guys. Perry Nemiroff posted her social media response to it, and she liked it. So, well, she's a Scream fan, so she's like us, right? She likes this genre stuff. So I watched it this morning, and she said that she left the theater happy. So I'm keeping my hopes up for sure. I can't wait to watch Scream 5 with you guys this week. I got to make the thumbnails up for that too. Scream 5. We've been having lots of fun revisiting that series. Isabella Merced. Yeah, we talked about that. I think we pretty much covered everything. Everything that dropped this week. Haunted Mansion. That's not really scary. That's more for kids kind of thing, right? I thought about including it. Malum, we talked about. Dead by Daylight. Yeah. Yeah, we covered everything. All right, guys. So, as you know, we've tried to change up the schedule this week. There's going to be no horror movie because we moved it to Fridays, but it will be a horror movie next Saturday because I got to free up the afternoon next Friday, maybe, because I got to go see 65 with Adam Driver, that dinosaur movie where he fights dinosaurs. So next Friday afternoon, I'll be seeing that because Thursday night, I'll be seeing Scream 6, and I just won't have the time to get all of that stuff in. And by the time I would have to go to the late show of 65 on Thursday, and by the time I see that, it'll be kind of like after midnight by the time I come out, so you guys won't get my reactions to that until Friday anyway, so I might as well go see it Friday and give you guys my responses to it then. Chris Schubert says, I heard some of the script for Scream 6 was changing some scripts. What? Yeah, I'm not going to pay attention to the spoilers for Scream 6. I'm somebody who doesn't really care about spoilers, but hey, if I can avoid them, like who the killer is going to be and stuff like that, then I'll try to keep myself as fresh as possible. going into it next week. So, that being said, guys, I think that's it for us this week. What's this? Return to Silent Hill preliminary casting revealed for new movie. Did we get this story? No, we missed it. Because we watched Silent Hill on the channel here. I'm a big fan of that movie. Huge. And the second movie, this movie, Return to Silent Hill, is going to retcon the second movie, I think, and just go be a direct sequel. So we got some plot and preliminary casting. Filming is due to get underway soon for Christoph Gans. He directed the first one, so he's coming back for this one. Cool. According to the site, Return to Silent Hill will be a German, British, Serbian, okay, yeah, whatever. The screenplay. The synopsis goes like this. Driven by shadows of his past, James Sunderland returns to Silent Hill to find his lost love, Mary Crane. Note that the name changed from the game. But the dark, depressing small town is no longer the place of his memories. James meets characters who seem all too familiar and who try to divert him from his search for Mary. The longer he searches for Mary, the more he begins to wonder if this is still reality or if he's fallen into the dark underworld of Jacob Crane. Okay. So yeah, because it's about a town that just gets like totally corrupted, right? So there's other families and stuff that would be having this same kind of experience. What happened to my family? What happened there, right? So a different angle there. As long as you got Pyramid Head in there, I'll be on board. The casting, the only name mentioned was British actor Jeremy Irvine, whose horror credits The Woman in Black Angel of Death as starring in Warhorse, and seems to imply that he'll be the main character, James Sunderland. Jeremy Irvine. Is that him there? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's normal. That's fair. Okay, guys, that's it for me. That's an hour for us. As I said, next week we will be moving the horror movie. Just pay attention to the schedule. It's going to be, if I got time to do it before I go see 65 on Friday, then we'll do it on Friday afternoon. It's just, for me, it frees up if I feel so a little bit happy that I don't have to, I get my weekend now here too. That doesn't mean that we're not going to be publishing any shorts or anything like that. It just means that I don't have to, I get to go and do what I want to do, like play guitar or paint some pictures. That's what I like to do. So that's what I'll be doing. Enjoy your weekend, guys. And go out and see Creed 3 if you can. If there's... All right, hit that thumbs up button, and I'll see you guys next week for the Horror Weekly. Enjoy the rest of your weekend watching Mirror Domains.